When you think of sports in Edmonton, a good majority of you probably think of the Oilers Hockey Club, maybe the newly named Edmonton Elks, possibly the Edmonton Grads, or the now two-time champion Edmonton Stingers might come to mind. What about the Trappers, the Cracker Cats, or maybe even the Prospects? Well, somebody thought of those because we have this big bat on 97th Street and 118 Ave, and no one knows why it's there. So let's dive in. Way back in the halcyon days of 2001, a group of local businesses along Alberta Avenue, located here, decided they wanted to spruce the place up a bit. It had been plagued with crime, prostitution, and narcotics for quite a while, and this was turning away potential shoppers. Under the lead of Lois Maskell, the Alberta Avenue Business Association approached City Council with a $1.5 million plan that was going to turn around the fortunes of the block. That plan? Sports! Yes, they were going to highlight Edmonton's sporting heritage all along 118 Avenue, from 97th Street to the then home of the Oilers, Skyreach Centre. Murals would be painted, kiosks would be built, metal cutouts would be strung up on lampposts, and the crowning achievement, a 45-foot-tall baseball bat and hockey stick that swung in the wind, one on each end of the avenue to bookmark the end of your sports history journey. Mayor Bill Smith and the councillors ate it up. The Alberta Ave businesses would pony up $1.1 million, and the city would commit $400,000 in rejuvenation costs. Local charities and sports franchises would donate to the cost of each of the murals. The plan was immediately put into action. Come March 11th, 2003, the city crews worked in a blanket of snow to install the giant rotating structure in time for the spring thaw to unveil the 2-year rejuvenation project that was called the Avenue of Champions. Manufactured in the city by GT Metal Products and under the watchful eye of Paul Lapine, the director of the Alberta Ave Business Association, the bat wasn't the largest in the world, but it was the largest in Canada at the time. The completely aluminum structure, concrete work, landscaping, benches, the garbage receptacles, and fencing cost the project about $80,000 at the time, which seems like a large number until you realize each of the murals on the businesses cost about $40,000 to $60,000 to paint. The businesses couldn't have been more pleased and excited to welcome spring and show off the newest dedication to the healthy and not at all plagued by drugs pastime that is sport. By April, the hate mail started to roll in. Citizens hated the eyesore on the corner of the busy street and decried the city for spending tax funds on frivolous art pieces. They're obviously completely forgetting that this was paid for by the businesses themselves, but let's get past that. The residents of the Westwood neighborhood claimed that the bearing that helped the bat spin would creak and keep them up at night under a strong wind, or when the drunks stumbling home from the hockey game decided to ride it. Speaking of that, this could be the most ridden object in the history of the city. Everyone has a picture of themselves riding the bat. I probably do somewhere. It became such a problem that the city, smelling lawsuits, erected a sign telling people that the bat isn't for riding and they aren't responsible for any injuries. This did not, nor does it, to this day, dissuade people from riding that bat. The bat ended up being a talking point across the city. Any NIMBY-minded bore would annoy you at the drop of a hat, complaining about what a stupid thing the bat was, as if you cared what they had to say. It became a new piece of art to roast, saving William Horlack's 1957 fumbled legacy sculpture called The Migrants from being the laughingstock of art in the town. Just as the 2011 Talus Dome sculpture off of White Mud Drive would take the heat off the giant bat. As for the Avenue of Champions, well, nothing much changed. The root of the problems were never addressed, other than at surface level. Homelessness, prostitution, slums, and drug dealing in the community were still all an issue. They were just able to walk out into a newly painted block before being shooed away. Today, Alberta Ave has tried to rebrand as an art, family, and festival hub for the city. The Delton and Eastwood areas are undergoing heavy gentrification, and the Byzantine Winter Fete has seen great success. Only time will tell if this rebranding works this time. The giant bat still stands on the corner of 118 Ave and 97th Street, spinning in the wind for the occasional rider. It is no longer the largest bat in Canada. The Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame in Battleford made a fiberglass bat that beats it by 5 feet. As for the giant hockey stick, it never did get put up by Old Rexall Place. We do have a statue of Major General Greasepaw though. Thanks for watching.